This is parts C and D of problem 11. Again, we're dealing with IQ. It is said that the IQ of the population as a whole is normally distributed. In this case, it's said that the mean of that IQ is 100 and the standard deviation is 15. So one standard deviation above would be 115, two above 130, one below 85, and so on. The question that we're given, or the problem we're given, says a college requires an IQ of 120 or more for entrance. Estimate the percentage of the population from which it must draw students. So basically they're asking us for an IQ of 120, what's the percentage of the population that would have an IQ greater than 120? Well, we can use the z-score and the area in the chart to find the area from the mean to that data point of 120. And then we can subtract that figure from 0.5 to give us the percentage that's the rest of the way out. That would be the percentage of the population that has an IQ over 120. So let's find the z-score. Z-score is the data item minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So that's 20 divided by 15. Well, let's see what 20 divided by 15 is going to give us. That's 1.3, and the 3 is repeating, so 1.33. If we then go to the back of our text to find the chart, and we look for the 1.33 z-score, that gives us a value of 0.4082. 0.4082. But remember, the chart always gives us area from the mean to the score. So we'll have to subtract that from 0.5 to find the area that we are interested in. And so I think I'm going to be lazy and do that subtraction with the calculator here. 0.5 minus 0.4082 equals 0.0918, or approximately 9.2% of the population has an IQ greater than 120. Now, look at what Part D said. In a state with 400,000 high school seniors, estimate how many meet the IQ requirements. Well, again, if the requirement is to have an IQ greater than 120, and 9.2% of the population has an IQ greater than 120, then it would be a logical conclusion that 9.2% of those 400,000 graduating seniors would have an IQ of greater than 120. So if we wanted to know how many of those students does this college have to choose from or to pull from for its population, we could take that figure of 400,000 and multiply it times, well, we could multiply it times the 0.0918, or we could multiply it by 0.092. But if we just multiplied it by this figure right here, that'd be times 400,000, which would give us 36,720. So out of the 400,000 graduating seniors, 9.2% of them having IQs greater than 120 would give us a pool of 36,720 students from which to choose, from which to recruit to come to our college.